I'm making this video specifically for my 7-year-old nephew, Colin, because yesterday I was explaining to him that I was taking his dog Archie to the forest and we would have him off the leash so that he could run around and have a great time. Colin told me that no, he had to be on the leash. It wasn't safe for him to be off of it, so we argued back and forth for a while, and he said, Uncle Zach, because that's what he calls me. He's got 2 uncles, can't keep us straight. Uncle Zach, yeah, you really should just keep him on the leash, you know, because last time we had him off the leash and he ran across the street to the neighbor's yard. And I said, well, Colin, like I said, in the forest, I don't have any neighbors. There aren't any roads. There aren't any houses. So now I'm speaking directly to you, Colin. I'll show you what this place is like. So there's my cabin. Like I told you, it's like a house, but a lot smaller and just made of wood. I'll show you more about the inside later, but for now, I'll explain the yard to you. So the yard is very, very big, and everywhere we look, it's just trees, no neighbors, no roads, nothing dangerous for Archie to get himself into trouble with. Also, if you didn't notice yet, he's kind of lazy, and he just sticks around. So even way further than you can see in this video, there's more and more and more trees, and the road is so far away that Archie would never bother to travel that far. When we're up here, because he's been up here a few times, he usually tires himself out pretty quickly, because he's not used to all the open space, and generally sticks around with Willow, and they play. And this time we have Galway with us too, so they've all been playing together. To explain a bit about the cabin, this thing on the left here is how I get electricity. It absorbs the sunlight and converts it into electricity for me. The reason I do it that way is because I'm so far from the road that I didn't want to run any wires from the road. So this way I pretty much make my own electricity. This is where I can get water from. It comes right out of the ground, very similar to how it is at Mom and Dad's house. So I have to come out here to get it, because I don't have any water inside. There's also a bathtub outside, and that's there in case any little kids come and get dirty. They go in there and they get sprayed off with really cold water from the hose. I'll take you inside. You'll see it's one big room, and everything is wood. The walls are all wood. Over here is the stove. That's where we put logs to heat the place in the winter, just like Dad does with his wood stove. There are bunk beds over there for sleeping. I know you're familiar with bunk beds, because you have your own. You probably noticed that there's a TV in here, but it's not like the TV that you have at home. It doesn't get all those thousands of channels. It actually only gets educational stuff and all the Superman movies. I have some tools in the corner for chopping and splitting wood, but you can just ignore those because if you're ever up here, I'm hiding anything that's sharper than a tennis ball. Upstairs, there's a loft, very similar to Grandma and Grandpa Tracy's lake house. There's a bed up here, and this is where I sleep. There's no bathroom inside, but since you're a boy, if you have to go number 1, you can just go anywhere in the forest. Isn't that freedom? If you have to go number 2, you have to use an outhouse. That's an outside toilet. This is the outdoor toilet. It's kind of far from my cabin, but it's still in my yard. This is my fire pit. Just about every night I'll light a fire outside, and it's very peaceful to be around, as long as you're not too close to it. Alright, Colin, that's it for our little tour. We've been up here for 3 days now, and Archie is still safe and sound. And he hasn't even made it as far as the tree line on his own. This is me, by the way, Uncle Adam. This is what I look like. To tell me apart from Uncle Zach, just remember that I have a beard and way cooler hair.